Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolors. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello everyone and welcome to Painting Watercolors with me, Colin. I hope you'll enjoy this one. I'll give you a run round of the colours in a minute. I've just stretched my paper and I'm leaving a thin film of water basically all over it, and I've added some masking fluid to mask out the boats. What we have on the palette today is yellow ochre, lemon yellow, green gold, moss green, and this is a mixture of French ultramarine and Payne's grey, a little bit of quinacridone magenta, and this is Payne's grey. And with that we'll get started. You don't have to use these colours, you can use whatever colours you've got. Take a look at this. Let's get this on. Just mainly getting colour on. Take some of the green gold and I'm just going to put this in here. And I'm going to take some of the moss green. And don't be bothered if it goes up into the sky, it doesn't matter. I'm just getting the initial washes on. This boat is in relatively shallow water and it's churning up. Just along the horizon line. Just take the horizon line out as it will drift up. I'm going to take some of this colour and I do want to darken it, so I'm going to add some more Payne's grey to it. Just leaving some light and dark patches in the sky. I always say make your skies interesting. I'm going to bring some into the sea. These colours will actually mix together nicely. So come down, I'm just dropping the Payne's grey in. And I do want some of the underlying colour to show through. And whilst it's in this position, I'm actually going to take some water and I'm just going to drop this in. Just let it take over, push the colour out of the way, only in certain areas, it's just to add a lot of interest into the sky. See how it's moving the colour. Then I'm going to leave that to dry on its own. Part of the sky is nice and dry. You don't have to do this part if you're quite happy with your sky like that, but I'm going to with the biggest brush I've got. I'm just adding some water again to the sky area. Remember, your sky has to be completely dry. I'm just very gently bringing this across, and I want to take my magenta, quinacridone magenta. I want to brush this in, starting from the sides, almost like a vignette. And this is very weak magenta. I think you saw it's very watery. Just pull it in. Could even bring this into the sea if you wish to, but for this I'm not going to. Trying not to disturb the paint underneath. Just removing any excess water off the bottom using a damp brush. This can also help eliminate any hard edges. And if you're going to play with it, I would suggest that this is about all the playing you do with it. And then you let that dry. Now that the sky's dry, and I think you can just see that hint of magenta that's in the sky that just really makes it. I'm just going to take some of this colour that was in here, which is the French ultramarine and Payne's grey, and I'm going to add some of the magenta into this just to create a very watery bluey purple. And we're going to put the horizon line in dots, really almost like a straight line. Just tells the eye it's there. What I'm trying to do is just putting background waves in, trying not to get it uniformed, leaving some of the undercolour to show through the green, the murky green. Your eye will tell you that these are waves. I'm going to take some of the green, olive green, or it's moss green, I can't remember now. Payne's grey into that. As you come forward, using a bigger flat brush, coming right underneath the boat. I'm using the corner now, just shaping some wave forms. Just an easy way to paint waves. Darken this once again, a bit more Payne's grey to it. As you come further forward, you can just drop a little in some of these, just to change the flavour a little and just allow it to drift. Not going too overboard with this, I want to leave some of the roughness showing through. And now I'm going to leave that to dry. Just off camera, I just run some yellow ochre around the mast and the booms. You didn't really miss anything with that really. I'm going to take some of the French ultramarine. I've added burnt umber and cobalt blue to the palette after taking the Payne's grey away. I'm going to make a sort of a browny dark colour. Just a little to the brown side, and that will do it. And while the yellow ochre is still wet, just down one side, I'm just going to drop this in, just allow this to drift, just as a little dimension. Allow it to get darker down here. Chopping it on the underside where there would be a shadow, but I don't mind if it drifts all the way round. Bits of things where the ropes are attached to. Pulleys. Maybe drop a little yellow ochre on this. Bits of things on the deck. I'm just going to drop it in for now. Take some of the yellow. Sailor, more than yellow suits here, a couple of fellas there. It's just an indication for later, and then I'm going to let that dry. Now that your mast is dry, I'm going to take some of the magenta, just move it into here to cleaning out the centre, some of the cobalt blue. I'm going to make a soft purpley grey, take some of the burnt umber, add a little at a time. More blue, we're almost there, and that's the colour I'm looking for. I'm just going to add some shadow to these, and in the direction that the sails are curling, pull it round and allow it to just drift. We'll leave that one out for the moment because I don't want it to run. I'm going to leave some of these sail parts white. Remember, this is just the shadow. This will dry lighter. with the sail being wet, you can manoeuvre the paint where you want it to produce the shadow. A darker patch here down the edge. I'm using a rigger brush for that. Taking a little paint off the edge. Just softening it. Just adding one or two stronger streaks in. Then we're going to let that dry. Okay, now your two sails are dry. I'm going to come back to the one here. I've just re-wet it. I'm going to have to shadow in on this one. Just down the right hand edge. I want it slightly darker than that on that edge against this sail here. Leaving some of the sail white. Coming down to the boat is white, but it will have some shadow on this side. So I'm just going to re-wet this front part of the boat, leaving a white line there on the other side of the boat where the sun will be catching it. Some of the colour, dropping it in. Just a little darker on the front. Then I'm going to allow that to dry. I just restated the rigging that I'd drawn in before, just so you could see it, and I put just a quick coat of Prince Ultramarine and burnt umber just inside the boat, and I'm just mixing some of dark Prince Ultramarine and burnt umber here. Now I'm going to put the prow in, so it comes through these sails that are folded up on the front, and leaving a little sliver of white there for the other side. A lot of this you can't make out on the photograph, so I'm just going to drop some paint in and just indicate bits and pieces that they don't depict anything. It could actually be just anything. There's some little markings here in the sail. Put these on very pale and ultramarine and burnt umber. I'm going to take some, while I'm waiting for it to dry, take some white paint from the tube. I'm going to start to pick out some waves in the background just for the moment. Just put some crests on a couple. Just allow the brush to run out of paint so you get a hit and miss effect. Just a little bit of white paint. This is my Jello Mission Gold. Just pulling it down with my finger. Starting off flat and just using a slight angle on the brush. Just to indicate the wave direction, if you just pull down. I don't really want to do too much more to this. In fact, I think we'll leave that like that. I kind of like that. I just want to add a little bit of you never know what this is kind of thing, because you can't make it out. I'm just going to drizzle some white lines on it so it looks like something's wrapped up or left on the deck. It's just an illusion. It could be anything. lets you think that there are bits and pieces that's been stored on the deck. A few seagulls. Odd numbers seem to look better. If you're enjoying these videos, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. All comments are welcome. This is where you get around to signing it, mounting it and framing it. Until next time, thank you very much for watching.